Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Sadaqallahul azim. Dear my respectful viewer, as you know, I'm Sharifi, and your host program about the beliefs and believer for 1 hour in every Friday in California time PM. And I hope you will benefit from this program, any subject that I selected. So my hope is that you can get some benefit, inshallah. However, today is the translation of the last week program, which was about the Farsi language, was Najat. And by English is race. Race, family that are similar in appearance as such as skin color, body style, in school, in moral characteristic or principle, parentage, in school, in nature, all call it race or different races. First is the yellow race. Yellow race is the people who live in a southeast area and continue until the far east until Japan. These are all called yellow race people. And the other one is the white, the people who live in Europe, Germany, England, Spain, and Italy, and those are call it white race people with the white skin, of course, blonde hair and green eyes. And the other one is the red race. The red race is the one of the which was live in America as a Native American. Today they can call it as a redneck. This generation or these race live inside the jungle, but now it is kind of their generation is going to be disappear, some kind of, or changed, because of the inside the jungle forest is what kind of weather that makes people, the skin, everything will be different than the outside of jungle. So that's why probably when they change the reason was that, and then there's disappearing their race. And the other one, black race. The black race is of course the skin color is black, and the body is strong, tall, mostly. And the people who live in Africa and mostly in Sudan country, today's country Sudan, these are all call it black race. These figure about the 4 kind of races might happen because of nature and mostly happen by migration, changing by traveling, by go to reside in other places. Like I mentioned in the 2 weeks ago about the migration. So this is one of the change bring the race, changing the race, the effect. The person which were raised in one area and then go to the another area, definitely environment is different would be, and then also at the same time the weather. Some area is cold, some area is hot. The twilight zone, or can we say that ice age or ice places or frost area, those are mixed changing. And the immigration is the reason, the first reason that they change the people colors, the people's the style of body, or something. However, the change and the difference is about the weather and food. So it is some people is eating one kind of food always, is that will be different than make a different food different, bring up different energy, bring a different as result, which is the common that one, of course. Human race are defined large demographic group that are genetic treasures, that they are different from one another. Particularly in the 19th century, when they come out by the different races, and they mostly in four kind of race, like I mentioned, black and white and red and black and yellow, based on their apparent characteristics of breed. Some of the Indian breeds were part of the Yellowstone race. Some Australian ethnic anthropologists were also listed as a fourth kind of race, fourth group, I can say, or also including some Indian, they put it as the fifth kind of race. So the other features such as the skin color, body composition, eye and hair color, blind or yellow something, but mostly their sex are not available. They're not available document from recognizing different race today. So, and when the races come out from what was the origin, how was that? There is no any document that we can rely on it to tell specifically what is what. So because they never cut the distinct boundaries of the which I mentioned about the mentioned that there are different area, different weather, different groups and racial. In addition, in spite of some difference, there are many similarity among human beings and individual of each of racial categories classified in 19th century. But each ethnic characteristic are usually subject to the environment condition. For example, the dark color of the African tribes has been caused by the accumulations of melanins in their skin to protect the skin from the intense sun exposure. So acquired traits become genetic traits over time, and often after several generations, and thus individual of the racial groups, those genetic traits over a long period of time. Three major ethnic division are found in the world, including white, black, yellow breeds. The race in biology in the is divided into different races from for example, Aryan race. Aryan race is a word derived from the word Arya, which means Sanskrit and nobility. In the academic written years, which was, I think it was also in 19th century, the beginning, at that time they confirms the Aryan have generally been replaced by Hindu Iranian or Mediterranean race. In the East, Aryanism. That was merely a linguistic concept for the identification of the Persian and Hindu Aryan languages. But some term in the West was used in the composition of the Aryan race, which spoke in one of the Indo-European languages. But at the end of the century, in 19, the concept of racism became more colorful. Yeah. Ultimately, become I'll bring up the Nazi German ideology. So what happened? The Nazi believed that the Nordic race was the purest of the proto-Indian European human primitive head. Then we come to the Afghani and Iranian race, because last week we talking about that one. Afghan in Indian of Iranian race, and among of the general race call it Caucasian race. There is on the 19th century they put a lot of kind of races, but each countries, each places they called it some name on it. However, the Iranian and Afghanian race, they in the category of race is Caucasian, which you call it in the Farsi Caucasian race. All Mediterranean races. So Afghani faces, like myself, are little longer and head towards up, and their nose bent on lips. and Iranian race mostly as the like Afghani, but their nose are tiny and straight. However, just I give you one break over here, because as you know I have to give you break after 15 minutes. Inshallah, I'll be back.